Hey there, Team Flyer. How are you? I'm so excited and thrilled to have today's guest. She's the special guest of the month. You've heard about her all month long with us, of course, Miss Lauren Sanderson.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you this beautiful morning?
I'm doing wonderful just talking to you. Like we talked really quickly before recording, and it's so much love and light and just like chill kind of vibe. So it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. How are you?
Absolutely. I'm amazing. It's about, what time is it? 9:40 on a nice Thursday morning. And
Exactly.
is it Thursday? Yes, it's Thursday.
Today, the day,
And
the day that we're right, the day that we're recording, yes, it's Thursday. The day that this
right.
comes out is a Monday, but yes.
Okay, cool. So it's Monday wherever you're listening. But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm ready to dive into some good stuff and open my little heart up and yeah.
Yeah, let's do this. We do have to say the disclaimer, right? Like we joked around. You've listened to our episodes with Bryana all month long. You've listened to previous episodes. I do have a kitty named Banks. He's 5 months old. He's very playful, and you can hear him sometimes in the background. Lauren
And
also has a dog, exactly, who's also very playful. And because it's quarantine year and it's 2020 and all that sort of stuff, we're doing this in the best way possible through Zoom. So all the disclaimers, but our fans don't really care. They're like, it's pets, it's fine, we get it.
I love it. It'll actually make it better just to hear my dog whining in the back.
Exactly. It's like, hey, why are you not
Makes
playing with
it
me?
feel real.
Such a
All
cute
right,
dog
cool.
too. So before we start, of course, for those who don't know you just yet, can you tell us what you do, who you are? Who's
Yeah, my
Lauren
name is
Sanderson?
Lauren Sanderson, and I am a musician, artist, entrepreneur. I guess just believe in a lot of things, and I just want to make a difference in the world and make an impact on people. And I really, my main thing is music. And I think we'll just be talking a lot about the message and the music today and things like that. It's my favorite thing to talk about. So, yeah.
I love it. All right. So I know the biggest thing that you wanted to talk with us was literally that. And it was overcoming fears and insecurities, plus believing in yourself. That's kind of
Sure.
what today's topic is a little bit about. So walk us through what was it like for you moving from a small town, Indiana, to Los Angeles? Let's start from the beginning.
So way back, okay, it's not way back, like three
I
years
was
ago.
gonna say, like, how long was this ago? It feels like forever. I feel like 3 years feel like forever at this point.
3 years in LA is actually like 30 years. So, basically, when I was just all growing up, I always wanted to just do something different. I always felt like I had a really specific purpose, and I was supposed to have a voice and inspire people. And my parents used to get so mad because my grades were just so bad, and I was just like, I didn't give a shit about school. I didn't want anything to do with the college world and all that stuff. And so I just told him, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to college. And so when it came down to it, I turned 18. I was about to graduate, hardly. And I looked up on Google how to do a TED Talk, and that was my first step into the world of being on stages. And I did a TED Talk and spoke at a couple schools. And then I realized it wasn't expressive enough as I needed it to be. So then I just started like writing raps in my car, and which turned into songs. And then I just started putting things out on SoundCloud and everything, and then moved to LA. And yeah, ever since then, I guess it was definitely a crazy journey actually getting to LA, just because of how insanely different it is. Like how people are on the inside in the Midwest versus LA. But it's been an amazing experience. It's just, a lot of growth and a lot of like, it's just a journey to go through that and come out of it stronger, you know?
I adore your story because there's so many points I know people can relate to when it comes to coming from a small town, or even before you said that, actually, like you always had a voice or something that you wanted to leave a message for people, and
Yeah.
you went off to find it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. So like, what brought you to LA was probably your music career, and how was that for you? Like, how was that change? Both mentally, physically, what did you have to do?
Yeah, I mean, physically, it was, I just sold everything, packed up some stuff, and came out here literally by myself. I really didn't know anyone out here yet. And that was probably one of the hardest parts, was making friends here, because I guess emotionally and physically, people are just different. Um, and it's just harder making friends out here, I guess, too, because I was so new, and I knew I had a dream, and I knew I had a purpose, but I was like, I don't know exactly where I belong yet. And like you said, I knew I had a voice and I knew I had a purpose, but I was just going to find it. Because I'm 18 at the time. I'm like, or no, I was 20, I was 19 or 20 at the time when I moved. And I was just like, I don't know what it is yet, but I have to go find it. And it was really hard. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of readjusting, because in the Midwest, it's kind of like I was doing my thing and I believed in it so hard. And people, of course, people always like doubt you, kind of thing, if you have some crazy dreams. But in LA, it was more like obvious, I felt like, when people, because, or it was actually just harder, because people would say that they believed in you, but then they would do things that didn't align with that, or they wouldn't, show up to the meeting, or they wouldn't respond to your music or whatever. And I never experienced that before, because I was just in my bubble doing my thing and trying and just like making music in my room. And I wasn't really telling anyone, I was just putting it out. And then in LA, everyone was kind of asking, because that's the LA industry thing to do. And then it's like, oh yeah, we should totally hang out. And then it's like unfollows you the next day. And it's just like, whoa, people are it's like depending on the day if they give a shit about you or not. So that was a lot to adjust to. And the why I moved here was literally because I just wanted to see what the world had to offer. And I felt like growing up in a small town, I was watching, YouTube videos, and I was seeing people like Mac Miller and Tyler the Creator and Lana Del Rey, and I was like just seeing all of this like crazy cool shit out there. And I was like, I want to go be my version of that. Like,
I adore your answers so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was literally just like, I want to go like find what my thing is. Like, I don't know what it is, but I know that I have a thing, and I'm supposed to just show it, whatever it was. And then little by little, you figure it out when you're living your true self, and you're not worried about what your parents think or your teachers or your friends, and you're really like in tune with you and what you want to do and why you want to do it. And then all of a sudden, I believe in the universe, God, Buddha, whatever you believe in. For me, it's the universe, but the universe will come through and give you the exact like path that will lead you to what you want when you really are manifesting that shit.
I completely agree. I mean, if you heard me anytime through the Always Believer or any other platforms, or just as a friend, that's what I always say, because everything does happen for a reason, and universe always provides. Whatever you want to call it, I also call it universe. It's because it's your calling, it's your path, it's like what you're meant to do in this world. And I loved your answer because of that. It's like, I want to see what the world has got to offer, and I wanted to do my spin on that. And you weren't like, oh my God, you didn't say I want to be her or I want to be better than her. You want to say, no, I just want to be out there putting my stuff and like spin it with my message, of course. And I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's always been that. It's always been like, wow, I'm so inspired by that person and that person and that person and that person, finding little things that each person does, you know, that inspires you, and then also figuring out why that is, and like how you can find the little things in you, and kind of like, again, being aligned with yourself and figuring out, like, okay, I have a voice. What am I here to say? Like, what do I do for people that they can only get from me? Like, kind of things like that. Or like, you know, and again, it's like taking, I'm talking about me not being me. Like, I'm talking about me outside of me is like what does Lana Del Rey do for me that no other artist does for me? What does Tyler the Creator do for me that no other artist does for me? And then what can I be that for people, and then just go to the absolute maximum and be that. Cuz that's what I don't know, it's just what I feel like I was meant to do. You know?
I love that answer without a doubt. Like I keep saying, because it's so meaningful, the message behind that you actually are an artist that believes more in the message rather than just following the media and following whatever. And what you just said a few sentences ago was all like, it doesn't matter what your parents think or your teachers think, with all due respect, of course, or your friends think. It
Yeah.
matters your message that lies within you, what you want to say,
Yeah.
and that you've put
Yeah,
yourself
because
in that.
nobody really believes in it until it already happens. That's something I've noticed, even in friendships, family, business. I mean, there's been so many times, and I'm talking about things that I've already done, like even doing a TED talk or booking my own tour. And this isn't to like toot my own horn. These are just things that people really doubted that I could do, or just gave me a hard time about, like not even just not going to college. And it's like, I don't even take it personal. Like, you can't expect people to believe in it. It's like, you just have to do it and be like, it's not even like I told you so. It's just like, they'll see,
They'll
you
see.
know?
And then the most fundamental thing you keep saying is about believe. I mean, obviously that's where my sentence come in, always believe. I know Bryana says it gets better, of course. It kind of aligns with that, to always believe there's something better for you, that you're able to do something more, something greater. And what you keep repeating with this is like, oh, you first believe in yourself and you know your worth and your value.
Oh
Is that
yeah.
is that something that you've struggled with before? Like, or how do you self-love? How do you...
Yeah. Well, I think believing in yourself is the most important thing that you can ever do in life. Because when you have self belief, I truly think that the world is like wrapped around your finger, because you, if you do or don't believe in yourself, you're right. You know, the quote that's like, if you think you can or can't do it, you're right. Because whatever energy you're putting towards your goals and dreams, that does manifest into them. If I was in Indiana and my parents were like, you have to go to college, you can't be successful, and in my head, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I really can't. Of course, I'm not going to. There's no greatness, and there's no greatness in that. There's no like truly like believing so that like you can push past any fears and doubts. And there's been so many times still to this day that I'll have moments of like, you know, when you just kind of go into your own self-belief cloud for so long, you're like, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And then like you kind of just like go a little bit out of it, and it's like just dented a little bit, and you're like, wait, is it actually gonna happen, or have I been convincing myself of a lie for a very long time? But then you realize the next day, like, okay, no, it's gonna happen. But yeah, no, I have moments where, you know, I don't know if it's fear or anxiety or moments of doubt or whatever, all of it really, where sometimes I'm just like, what if it doesn't work though? Like, what if it doesn't happen? And those are the moments that, I mean, they're scary. It's like, I mean, I feel like a lot of people that already, you know, follow my stuff and my music and everything, they really see me as someone who's just like nonstop belief, nonstop go, go, go. And to be honest, there's a lot of reflection in my career and in my life. And, I take everything with a grain of salt. So even those times that I doubt myself, I have to like sit myself down and be like, okay, but like, relax. Like, just like, it's literally just like your parents or a friend or a stranger on the internet can be like, I don't believe in you, or you can't do that, or you're a joke, or whatever. It's the same things that your anxiety tells you, that you have to react in the same way. You just can't grab it. You just have to like, I tell my girlfriend sometimes, like when we have anxiety, it's like you have to think of it as clouds in the sky, and just like the thought is a cloud and it's just going past your head, but you don't have to grab it. Like, that's the thing about anxiety. You don't have to grab the thoughts. You can just sit there and for 1 second, like, be a bystander and just maintain in your own, in your own bubble, and then be patient as they pass by. But just don't grab it. Don't grab the
Don't
fear.
grab it.
So
Just grab.
and addicting.
Exactly. Just grab the good ones. That's all you need to grab. That one's a bad one? No, just let it pass by. I love that analogy because it's so very well explained and so easy to grasp, of course.
Yeah.
It's like, just let it pass by. Just let it go away.
Easy to grasp, not to grab.
But it's true. It's so, so true that you're able to focus, like what you're saying, that you're the energy that you want to attract, or you attract the same energy, or whatever the sentence goes. But it's true. So the more positive, because much like you said, the line of like, oh, one sees my platform and sees it more like I'm very positive, I'm always go. Both things are correct, but at the same time, it's like it's a lot of effort and daily, determination and consistency of being positive and grabbing the right cloud and not the inside. And I love, there's something that I talk about on a daily basis on my platform, every other day, to be real, raw. We just heard a whole month of Bryana, of course, and like every other guest that's been on, of course, that, with these raw emotions, because it doesn't matter literally how big or small your business account, or you think any other sorts of insert whatever here, basically. It doesn't matter. You're still a human. You still have feelings, and you still have those moments of doubt. But then you have to, like what you said, self-reflect. There's a lot of reflection moments that goes on every single day.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, like, I was talking to another artist the other day, that I guess on the account, or like, how big is your account, whatever. They have a smaller account than me, but they were talking to me saying like, I don't know if I want to put out music because like I don't feel like anyone cares. And I was like, what's crazy is I feel the same way sometimes. I feel like no one cares sometimes. And guess what? The people that I look to sometimes feel like no one cares. And the people that they look up to, like, think about even the biggest bands and the biggest, like, people don't realize, people that seem like they have everything. I mean, I know it's so cliche to say, but every single person has moments of just like, I don't know, like, does this matter? Do I matter? Does what I'm saying matter? Am I even making a difference? Because especially in a world of technology where we're just taking shit in nonstop, whether it's other people's comments about our stuff or other people's lives and what they have to say about the world, and everything about what's like the really dark and deep stuff that's going on in the world. There's just so much information, like more information than any other generation or time has ever had. And so that's just a whole other layer or a million layers of things that can easily create doubt, that you again have to be so aware and in tune with yourself that you have to like purposely go into your days and purposely not let that stuff get to you, or else it will. Inevitably, whatever we're just seeing so much, and you do become what you're around. So it's like seeing this person's perfect life because they just post the great stuff on Instagram. I'm seeing all of these opinions on what I'm doing. I'm seeing all of, whatever. So it's just a lot, man.
It's a lot.
I think at the end of the day, the most important thing, I mean, tying in everything, self-belief, fears, doubts, everything is really just knowing your why and knowing really that all of that is just noise. And believe, and when you believe in yourself and that's your number one priority above everything else, all of that background stuff is way more in the background than just like right on your shoulders, being able to like haunt you at any moment and come in to your, come into your space at any moment. When you are really focused and you know what, your goals and you know what you're doing, then it's way easier to just get them back there.
I stand by 110% everything you said, because that's the way I live my life. And maybe hard at times because it's a life, and you're right, there's information everywhere and there's like, oh my god, am I really making a difference? But at the end of the day, you just got to stick to your being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And believing, and it's a constant daily thing, without a doubt. And I do agree with also what you were saying with even the biggest artists look up to different artists and be like, oh my god, like I don't have enough, or do I have a voice? I'm like, of course you do. And what I always tell everyone is like, start that YouTube channel, but there's so many of them, I don't care. People are gonna go to your voice for a reason. And it doesn't matter. And the thing about followers and likes and all these sorts of things, like, first of all, there are heartbeats behind these things. Like, that's not just a like. That's somebody's, like, it's someone, it's a human being. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a heartbeat. That's and always quality before quantity. If that's the message you want to put out there, then that's what's going to be listened to rather than something superficial and etc. Because
not to mention, I mean, it's so easy, even for me, like to look at somebody like, I don't know, a huge artist has 100 million streams, and then I look at mine, I'm like, I have 1 million, and then be like, oh, how do I get to that? But then there's an artist with 100,000 being like, how can I just get to 1 million? And then there's an artist with 10,000. It's like, how can I? And there's always going to be that goal of like, it's like a mixture of like, how can I get more, better, stronger, faster? But then there's also the other exact same thing, which is like, am I doing enough? Am I even reaching people? Does this even matter? Which is why sometimes I literally will have to like sit with myself and be like, like views really don't matter, because every view is so important. Like views don't matter in the way of like, how can I get more? It's like, just focus on the views you already have, so that all those people, like you said, with real heartbeats, real lives, real feelings, that they are listening to you on an everyday basis, or maybe they just heard that one thing, but that's a real connection. And if you can inspire one person, if I put out a song and get one view, and that one view that changed their life forever, and then they go inspire 100 people with whatever you said to them, then really, how many views does that have?
Like that's what things that should be counted. Like, I understand stats, and people get so obsessed with those kind of numbers and whatnot. It's like, no, I rather have like that genuine connection, like with my following. And I like my podcast gets a whole lot of views, thankfully, and that's because people keep coming back and they write and they respond. They're like, oh my god, thank you, and so on and so forth. And that's just something so valuable to remember, that it's quality before quantity. And like, all these numbers are actual people that actually are gonna live their lives and make a difference.
Just say shit you really care about. Just say shit you really care about, and mean what you say, and have passion in what you say, and the right people will come your way.
Exactly. So my next questions are a little bit of a mix. Well, first, before I get to those, we were talking about the industry a little bit. I know that you said something about the industry doubting you, of course. Can you walk us through a little bit on that and how you found your voice through that?
I'm still figuring that out, because you don't know. You never know how much of it is really anxiety or real life. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. You never know what is, you never know how people really feel, other than the people that are really outwardly supporting you and loud and proud and whatever. But it's hard because think of, I sometimes think, like, how many artists do I support and I never comment once on their page? How many artists do I support that I never tweet their new song when it comes out? And that's what I'm really trying to focus on, is just remembering, like, how many people I'm inspiring, just, or at least hopefully inspiring in their own bubbles, in their own worlds. And that's why, I'm trying to not care so much about the industry, because the industry will always find something wrong with you. Like, no matter what you do, right or wrong, no matter how much good or bad, somebody in the industry is going to be like, yeah, but did you see that? Yeah, but did you know this about her? And that's why I've gotten to a point where, I'm not going to lie, I did get really bitter for a second, especially because I went into the major label world and kind of got in that whole, waiting game and not believing in me and whatever, trying to make me somebody else that you always hear about. And it's at this point, I don't even take it personally. I really didn't ever. But it's more about, to me, like, okay, the industry probably isn't going to change, unfortunately. Like, we can try all we want, and I do think that it always is, hopefully improving, but at the end of the day, it's a business. So artists are artists and business people are business people. So me being an artist, I'm like, as much as I do feel doubt by the industry, just partially just because I'm a small town kid, or maybe it's because all my songs are about girls, or there's been a lot of people that have said, are you sure you don't just want to say you instead of she? Are you sure you don't just want to say whatever instead of her, and blah blah? And you'll relate to a lot more people that way. And little things like that, people will never say straight up, most likely, like, you can't do it. It's just those little comments that are like, but don't you think? And it's like, no, I don't think. And I want to do it my way. And I know what I have with my supporters. And that's what I really give a fuck about, is just making a real community. And that's something I'm sorry, but that's something the industry will never know how to do better than an artist with a real message, is create a real safe community. And so they can doubt me all they want, man, but I'm coming.
There you go. I love it. Oh my gosh. So, up with that positive note, actually, my next question is, what have you accomplished in the past year that you're the most proud of?
My debut album, for sure. My debut album, first album, came out January 13th, 2020. And it was just a monumental moment for me. It was called Midwest Kids Can Make It Big. And it was the first album, I mean, the only album, but my first real music that I felt was really put together. I found my sound. It's vulnerable. I feel like it was consistent. I had rock star moments. I had emotional moments. I had all the moments. And that's definitely my what I'm most proud of. And then I'm actually releasing my deluxe album called Midwest Kids Can Make It Big Deluxe on August 21st, which I haven't said yet, but by the time this out, maybe will be out, actually.
It should be out.
Yeah, so that's out now.
Sure. Exactly. That's out. It's been out approximately for 10 days.
Yeah, so that's out. It feels really good to have it out in the world.
It's all good.
But yeah, no, those are the two biggest things. That's something I've always been dreaming of doing, so.
Yay! Congratulations. Oh my gosh, of course.
What about you? What's your biggest accomplishment, or something that you're the proudest of?
First of all, thank you for asking. that's thank you for asking. Definitely what this platform has become more and more, and then The Latina, for now it's a podcast. We got major things in store. I feel like going much like yours, it's your album. This is also my version of the album, if I want to say, but that little baby that goes out into the world, that dream come true that I've worked so much for, to lift our community even higher, to reach these kind of messages bigger and bigger into more people, and to create something that people feel safe and understood and listen to, and just like a judge-free zone. So those two, definitely.
Let's go.
There's so many things to party. There's so many things. I can't believe it. I'm so it's been one heck of a year for almost, of course, but for me it's been like just a huge awakening. That's what I see it as. And then you also still stick to the positives, because this year, with everything going on, I met you. I met your beautiful girlfriend, of course, who's like a little sister, like I always say now, because my goodness, we talk for hours. And it's like, just because, you know, you were able to do these things.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. Oh, my face is like lighting up. Okay. So my next, but thank you for asking that, because that means a whole lot. It does. This is why I love these conversations. This is like, oh, you know, I'm a human too. Yeah, of course you do. You know?
You gotta talk about what you're proud of so you can manifest more.
Definitely. I believe in all sorts of manifestation. Yes. All right. So what were your major turning points in your life?
Major turning points. Define a turning point. What does that mean? Like the moment that just things changed?
Exactly. Something maybe you overcome and then you're like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be, or this is what I'm meant to be, or those aha moments.
I would say maybe one of the biggest turning points in my life was when I heard the quote, "You become what you think about." And I know that sounds like a weird turning point, because usually it's like things that happen to you or but genuinely hearing that quote, I feel like so much clicks. I think I was about 17. I was doing, if we're going all the way deep, I was doing things I shouldn't be doing. Like I was taking medications to not eat, and I was, doing some drugs and things like that, and I was really I was just so insecure. I was just trying to find myself so much, and I really didn't think that I had a purpose at that point. And I just felt like when I heard that you become what you think about, is when I realized that you really do create your life. And that the more that I kept doing this stuff, the more that would become the life that I lived. And I remember like really shortly after that, I stopped doing all of that, like cold turkey. And I was like, what would just happen if I really put 100% of my thoughts and heart into just inspiring people? That really was probably the biggest turning point in my life. I'll just never forget it. Like I was telling my dad I was depressed and I didn't know why. And I was, I wanted to go to therapy and everything. And he was just like, he's always been very supportive of things that I wanted to try or anything like that. And he was just like, I want to tell you a quote, Lauren, because I think that, sometimes, you're young, you have a lot of exploring and learning to still do, but sometimes you get stuck in your own bubble and you think that, happiness is just going to fall out of the sky and hit you like a brick one day and you're never going to have to worry about anything, whatever. But he was like, happiness is something that you really have to work towards. And it's something that has to be a goal for you every day. He's like, you know, you're young, but you become what you think about. And if you, because life is a mirror, and if you put, you know, negativity and why me and why this and all that out in the world, then, you know, you are going into life thinking that bad things always happen to you, bad things are going to happen to you. Why do bad things happen to you for no reason? But if you go into life and, you know, be like, you know what, where are the good things? When is the next good thing going to happen to me? When is this person going to, whatever. It's just whatever you put out. And so that was a huge one. Definitely signing to a major record label was a huge one. That just changed my life in just so many ways. Just everything that I learned from that. Meeting Gary Vaynerchuk. Do you know who that is?
Of course I do. Oh my gosh. Anyone who knows me knows we know Gary Vee, because I share his stuff a whole lot.
Amazing.
No, literally listening to you right now, it's like listening to my inner thoughts, and like every single, because I've been a wellness coach, I've done a lot of workshops, and I love the fact that you started with a TED Talk. I'm like, oh my God, can I love this woman even more now? Like literally everything you're saying, it's like, oh, this is exactly what we believe here in the Always Believer, and me, myself, and I, basically, of course. So yes, like you're like, everything's a mirror, and you know, positive training and all these sorts of things, of course.
Yeah,
yeah.
Probably been my biggest inspiration of all time since I heard that quote a long time ago. And then I was doing all this YouTube, like, you become what you think about. What does that mean? Da, 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 da. And then I got to meet him last year. It was such a universe moment. Like, I got out of my record deal. I posted a song that I really believed in, that I felt like my label would have never let me put out. That was just like, this is my true thoughts, this is my true self. And I put it out there. And then probably 2 weeks later, Gary Vee tweeted it and was like, wow, who is this? And he followed me on all my accounts. He had his assistant message me and be like, you know, are you free to meet with Gary when you come to New York for tour, which was in like 2 weeks after that. I literally met Gary. He was like, in 10 years, this. He filmed our whole meeting, put it on YouTube. And then I said, if you had one thing to tell me, like, to keep in mind for the rest of my life, what would it be? And he said, give more than you take. So I got it tattooed in his signature.
Oh my God.
And I got the date.
And you got
July
the date
23rd, 2019. What?
That's so special. Oh my God.
So just really full circle. That was definitely, I guess, I've never been asked for the pivotal moment thing, but those are definitely a few.
Oh my gosh. I love every single piece of information you're giving us. It's so much truth and realness and like that kind of positivity, but with like the struggles, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's both ways. Oh my God. I have like a million more questions, but I know something important for you, of course, is your music, like we keep saying. So what do you want people to take away from you and your music?
The number one thing is to really, 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 really just prioritize who you are. And I know we've talked about that a lot, but in the most purest form, it's just be who you are. And if you think about who are the most successful people, who are the biggest selling artists, who are the most successful authors, you will constantly find people that are like no one else.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll realize that those are the people that really did the work to figure out who they are, what they can do in their life that works for them, and it can inspire the most people. How can they you know, wear what really makes them feel themselves and write what really makes them feel themselves. Every part of them, you know, when they go on stage or when you open their book or when you watch their movie, if they're a director, it's like you just feel like you're in their world. And I want my music to really inspire people to go find that version of themselves and like to really live your full truth. I think is like the ultimate goal in life, and to really live that truth and not worry about, it's not even not worrying, it's just being so obsessed with living your truth and wearing what you feel best in and dyeing your hair and getting the tattoos and coming out and whatever is your truth. I think that's ultimately the best gift that anyone could ever ask for, because then you don't need anything else.
I reflect on that a lot as well, without a doubt, because I always think about that. And every time someone asks me kind of the similar, or whenever one of my clients like, how did they, do that? And I'm like, because they're unapologetically themselves. Like if you really look at those artists, it doesn't matter if they're YouTubers or Instagrammers or authors or whatever. They're literally, that this is the person, and that's what makes them special, of course. And this is why you always come back for more. I mean, and I love that, because once you got that, and that's like we keep saying, which is true, it's an ongoing everyday task. You have to take time out of your life to make sure that you know who you are. And because we change constantly, and that's fine, because that's growth, and that's the drive that you have as a person. Because I love exactly. It's like the Alice in Wonderland quote that I always think of. It's like, I already thought 7 impossible things by breakfast time. And that's perfect, because you think about so many things in general, and like all those things are of course possible. And I love that sentiment, and I love that feeling of saying, okay, growth, be yourself, and just keep constantly pushing for it, basically. I adore that.
Yeah, no, you like you said, you do have to take time out of every single day to prioritize yourself. Like my dad also told me the quote, you have to be happy on purpose. Because that shit is not an easy task.
Nope.
It's not like a natural, like, especially now, again, with so much information, it's not a natural thing to just be yourself. Because you're constantly feeling like, I need to be this, I need to be that, I need to be this, more of this, less this. And, what are the trends? What's popular? And that's why it's just like more important than ever.
The most, really exactly. Because there's a lot that goes behind the scenes with industry and business, of course, and marketing. Like, oh, I should do this, I should do that. But it's like, what about if that doesn't align with who you are? What about doing this so-called trend, whatever the trend may be, even if it's a healthy trend? But like, if that doesn't align with who I am, why would I do that, for example? So just like, the more authentic you are, the better. And people will see that, and people will follow you if you want a following, if you have a business or you're a musician or whatever, because you're honestly unapologetic yourself, without a doubt. My next question is definitely something that we've all been feeling all around the world, and I know that you're probably going to drop some major wisdom on us. What has quarantine been teaching you?
Slow down.
Yep.
Slow down.
Down.
Life life is gonna pass by so fast if you just don't shut up for 5 seconds, sit down, enjoy the person next to you, enjoy the moment, and just stop looking so far ahead all the time. Just focus on the moment you're in and be grateful for the moment you're in, because life is too short. And so I would say that's it. Just slow down. Slow it all down.
I couldn't agree more, without a doubt, because it's Ferris Bueller. For all those who don't know who Ferris Bueller is, please go watch the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Thank you very much, because I know it's an old school one from the 80s, and one of his biggest sentences that I can't quote it right now. I'll probably have to search it really quickly, but it's life is passing you by. Like, so you have to stop, because life's passing by.
Life isn't gonna stop.
There you go. It's something like that. I'll check it out at the point of the interview, of course, and I'll let you all know. But
do a little Google
Yeah,
reading.
exactly. Just like I'll go look for it.
It's like a box of chocolate. I've been working on my voices.
So cute. Oh my god, I love this. And also, so yeah, especially slow down. I do agree, because it's like what we were saying, that like working on one's happiness is you have to take time out of each day. And more people are like, oh, now I have time. Like, I don't care when the world goes back, not to normal, because it don't have to be back to normal, but when quarantine is over, we have a vaccine, all these sorts of things, because it is temporary at the end of the day. We do have science, people. It will happen. Even when you go back to that 40-hour job, traffic, all that, you still have to take time for yourself, because if not, you're going to be back in that routine and stuff, and it doesn't make any sense. So all the hard work that you did now, it's a continuous effort, and it's in this world that we live in, it's so much easier to look at the negative, like we keep saying. It's so much easier because there's so much bad information all around us, and you're like, oh my god, it's so easy to feel
the world is so bad right now.
Exactly. You keep looking for the positives within yourself and within everything. Going back really way back, for those who don't know Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood as well, I always say this quote because I love Mr. Rogers. I know, I went all the way back now, but that quote, he said, not even in the show, I think is one of the interview, I'm not sure. Probably in the show, actually. Anyways, point being, he said, whenever there's a tragedy or something happening that's bad or whatnot, always look for helpers. There's always helpers. Those are the that we need. Those are the ones who are going to guide you through. Yes, definitely, because no matter what has happened, you're always going to find helpers, and those are the ones that you have to look for and then become, of course. So it's all that rolled into one. I'm in love with this episode. I'm in love with you. I'm so happy that you said yes to me, because this is the message that I want to give out to the world. And I know how important it is for you as well. And I'm like, yes to this. And this is why you manifesting, and they freaking come true, because this is a life. This is a dream come true. This is a highlight for 2020 Friday. I'm right now, right here. This conversation right here. I'm dancing, but because that's just me. Alrighty then. So I know we're like, because y'all can't see us, but we're here like in the Zoom meeting just dancing, basically. You can tell by our voices. So as we more or less wrap up, I know you're all sad. I know we wish this conversation can continue a little longer, but I did want to go ask you one more time. So because talk a little bit about you and promoting you, of course. The deluxe album came out August 21st, correct?
Yes, it did.
Very good. And then you also have new tour dates, right?
Yeah, baby. I'm going on a tour in spring 2021, and if everyone could wear a mask, that would be awesome. 10 out of 10 would recommend a mask everywhere you go, please, so that life can go back to normal and concerts can be a thing again. Not even selfishly so I can do a concert, but actually just so I can go to concerts again. And please see my supporters soon.
Exactly. I know you miss them so much because it's so obvious.
Oh my god, so much.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, super excited that you have that coming out on the tour as well. I know you got so much good positive vibes. And I agree, wear a mask, stay safe, wash your hands. Please. We can get through all this together, please. You just have to collaborate, people. Without a doubt. So as always, before we wrap up, I always ask the guest, in this case you, of course, 3 words to describe you.
3 words.
Hold for pause, apparently.
One. Like physically or emotionally?
However you please, darling.
Big ol' heart.
Those 3 words. Perfect. There you go. Love it. Big old heart.
The second word was not old. It was old. O-L.
O-L. I like that even better. Big ol' heart. So, And my last question for now is, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for life, my beautiful girlfriend, my dog, to live somewhere that doesn't have winter, that I can have the coolest supporters in the world, grilled cheese, fluffy clouds. I think that's a good amount of things.
That's a good amount of things to be thankful for. Grilled cheese for the clouds, specifically.
Clouds and my girlfriend.
Oh, so adorable, I swear. So, here we are. You all think it's the end of the episode, right? You're like, oh my god, these are the same two episodes. I mean, same two questions she asked everybody right at the end. Oh goodness, it's almost done. No, I told you all there's a special surprise in this very episode. Woo! So we have announcing the beautiful, the wonderful Bryana Salaz.
Yeah!
Couldn't get rid of me yet.
Exactly. We had her all month long with every single week giving us a brand new episode full of wisdom and light and like really, really sentimental, powerful things. And today, for the last day of August, not only do we have an Instagram takeover, of course, going on, but also our episode with the beautiful you too. Beautiful Lauren and Bryana. Hi, Bri. How are you, my love?
Hi, I'm amazing. I've just been sitting here listening to this whole thing, loving every second of it. You guys, I'm so happy that this happened because that was just amazing hearing you guys just talk and go off. It was beautiful.
It was very beautiful. And it was so hard not to laugh because you were in the background and you were like trying to laugh and you two are so damn cute.
Yeah, there were a couple times where my laugh slipped out and I was like, oh no, I have to be quiet.
It's like
was like getting really excited and he was like, no, calm down, boy, it's okay. So it's all good.
oh, it's so cute. You two are so adorable together. My gosh. It's like you can hear like my random giggles of like anytime you two like do something cute together. I'm like, okay, we made it. We made it to this part of the show. Okay. So, I'm very excited to have you both, of course, in my life, first of all, but also sharing your message over here with us. Last week, hey Lauren, we heard Bryana's side of the story on how you two met.
Oh, God.
So we want your version.
My version of me and Brie met. I'll just do long story, hopefully short.
Yeah, mine was pretty long.
Brie's usually long story long. I'm usually long story. Actually, I'm pretty long. Okay. Anyways, she did a cover of one of my songs on Instagram. But didn't tag me, which I later found out that was her plot. That was her scheme. Particularly not gonna follow me or tag me. Just gonna post my song. And then basically my friend sent it to me who was like wanting to hook me and Brie up. And then I was like, damn, this girl is really cool and her voice is amazing. And then we started messaging. Long story short, we hung out, and then we never stopped hanging out.
Literally never stopped. Literally never stopped.
That's so cute. You can just the whole time Lauren's talking, she's just staring at Bryana's eyes. FYI, people. Like, the whole time. Just being all cute together, like the back of the couch, like, oh, we're so in love. You're so cute.
Yeah. We really never stopped hanging out.
Literally.
We just, yeah.
Met and it was just like, oh, this is happening. 100%. Yep. Nonstop. Every single day. I think the only days we haven't spent together is when you were on tour and I couldn't make it. Actually, no. I think I flew to all the shows when you went on tour.
It's like, actually. So let's get to the next part though. So like, what did you think of each other when you first met?
Oh dear
Incredible.
God.
Incredible.
I told last week, kind of like for me what it was when you walked through the door. of Andrea's house, and it was just like a very overwhelming feeling that I had never experienced before. And like I always say, like I said last week, it was like the last 22 years of my life finally made sense.
Oh man. Yeah, I walked in and I was like, I want to love her.
Oh.
We were very nervous, but I think we was a little more nervous.
I was a little more nervous, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I took a shot before she came because I had so much nerves and anxiety, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. And she walked in. We've like replayed it in our head a million times, like just calculating every move, and we were like, no, you let go of the hug first, and she's like, no, you did, because it was just one of those like, oh god, like we wish we could go back and
I wish I could like watch it from a little GoPro in the corner or something.
What was it like for you, Lauren?
I walked in and I was just like, wow, this girl has a very, like, the sweetest aura that you could ever imagine. Just like, she's just like a little, like, sweet little, like, gummy bear. You're just so sweet. And I remember I walked in and I was like, hi, Bree. That was the first thing I said to her. And she was like, hi, Lauren. And then I don't remember. I just remember I could tell that you were nervous.
I was so nervous.
But I don't know why. I just felt like I like knew her so well from the second we met. And yeah, I just remember I didn't want to stop hanging out with her, but I had to go home and let my dog out. And it was like, we had just met, so it's not like I could be like, let me go let my dog out and then we can hang out again. Like, it was too soon for that.
And I thought she was using her dog as an excuse to stop hanging out with me. And like, I have to go now and let my dog out. And I was like, oh, I'm sure you have to go let your dog out.
I really did.
But now that I'm like partial mom to Angel, I understand.
You to take the dog out.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What about your relationship makes you really happy?
Everything.
It's definitely my first really, really healthy relationship. Healthy, secure, loving, trusting, communicating.
There's just no doubts, no uncertainty, no anything negative, really. There's like, oh, there's Angel. Okay. I think he's gonna come at some point.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, we have. I feel like
we need to say, obviously there are moments. It's
Yeah.
not perfect. I mean, it's like imperfectly perfect.
Mhm.
Imperfectly, perfectly, imperfect.
Yes. But there hasn't been a time, like you said, it's not perfect at all times, but we've been through some pretty crazy things together just as far as life circumstances. And I think if there's one thing that it's taught us is that truly there is nothing that we can't get through together. And so why are you making that face? I'm like trying to have a serious moment here. She's like,
my god, it reminds me of my husband. I swear, Dylan's the same. Like, I'm having a serious conversation, and he's making faces in the background, and you're like, okay, sure.
It just gets them happy.
Yeah, a lot of happiness and love. Right
It is, though. It is. I could totally see it from here and from just in general. All right, so talking about words, even though we had like a nice pause from Lauren, if you had to describe your relationship in one word, what would it be? Ooh.
I would say splendiferous. Splendiferous? Oh, I was just gonna say secure. I feel like
that's secure.
Splendiferous is insecure.
You can tell who's the rock in this relationship.
Splendiferous. I don't even know what the difference is, but
At least it started with an S. You know what I mean? Both started with an S. There you go.
two great minds. Angel's getting really excited over here. Anytime we start laughing, he just like, if we're laughing and having a good time, he like wants to laugh and be a part of
it. I've seen his tail wagging in the corner, like his little paws. He's not little, but still his paw.
Not little at all, let me tell you.
No. So, what other things? Oh yeah, so definitely this one, of course. This is for Lauren first. What's something Bryana has done for you that you're grateful for?
She has given me a safe space to love and trust, and given me a safe space to grow into being truly vulnerable. And she's done a lot. She inspires me in so many ways. Really, just she's definitely the kindest person I've ever met. Just like naturally, like truly, Angel, truly kind, truly kind person. Like she's the first. Can you hear Angel?
We can hear Angel.
Well, if you hear him, just know he's just agreeing with everything I'm saying about her. Yeah, she's just awesome. She's just so beautiful and inspires me to just be a better person. Treat people softer, more gentle, be more patient with people. And she's also a Virgo, so she feels bad a lot. And she just, even though I try and reassure her, but she just sometimes feels bad. So I just think it's just sweet. She just cares about everything a lot. And so it's just nice to know that there are people out there that just like truly care so deeply about everything.
A little too deep sometimes, you know. It's fine.
Like a Virgo, definitely, without a doubt. I feel you completely. So Bryana, what's something Lauren has done for you that you're grateful for?
Well, I mean, I've touched on it, you know, in the last episode a lot. I talked about you a lot in the last
I feel like the last episode was mainly all about Lauren.
Oh yeah, no, literally, exactly. But I mean, a big part was just like allowing me to fully be myself and find myself and accept myself. And a lot of what you said, I think, you know, is why our relationship is so strong and everything. Like being able to, he agrees. He's going crazy in the background.
I can hear him going crazy in the background.
But no, yeah, just the first person ever to really make me feel safe, allow me to be vulnerable, allow me to just feel completely 100% me. And I'm just really thankful for that. And, you know, just treats me really fucking good. Like, treats me like truly like I have worth. I'm, you know, a struggle I have is feeling like a burden and a bother a lot. Never that. And yeah, she's constantly reassuring me that that's never the case, and I really feel it. So I'm really thankful for that. Ooh, that got me kissed on the forehead.
As Lauren kisses Bryana on the forehead. Oh my goodness gracious. Can you do me any cuter? I swear. All right. So I want to ask both of you, whoever likes to respond first can respond first, of course. What do you want your legacy to be?
Whoa.
Right? You got deep questions here at the Always Believer.
It's you first if you want it. If not, I'm going to take it.
Take it!
We have Lauren responding first. Let's see what she says.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Tech Talk with Lauren. What's the legacy you want to leave behind?
I want to leave a legacy of just truly embodying greatness without fear. Actually, I want my legacy to be fearlessness and just being truly fearless and not ever letting worry or doubt or hesitation or fear ever get in my way, and really just be a walking, talking, like executing person. Like I had an idea and I did it. That's what I want. That's what I want people to take from me. And just, I want people to obviously live their true self.
I think mine would be authenticity, especially because that's something that like I've struggled with for a very long time. And that's something that I'm working on just even through doing all of these podcasts throughout this entire month and talking with you and just sharing, my journey, just a small part of my journey, honestly, a very small part, but a very major part. And I think that I'm learning a lot just by talking it out and sharing and hearing other people's stories. And so that's something that I want to, keep, which is, just being true to myself, being honest with the people who support me, being honest in my work with people I work with. And that's always what I want to leave behind. No matter what, I just want people to know who I am and, what I stand for, what I believe, and not have to question it or make guesses about it. And I can say this one really helped me a lot with that. This one being the beautiful woman sitting next to me. And on my Zoom.
Exactly. So cute. What are your forms, for the both of you, what are your forms of self-love and self-confidence?
Leather jacket usually does the trick. We're both in the process of growing our nails out.
Yeah.
We've both been lifelong nail biters, anxious nail biters.
Yeah, super bad.
And it's time, I'm just ready. And I've actually recently in quarantine started a checklist for myself of like things that I'm doing if I'm aligned with myself. And because then when I'm kind of wondering, like, am I good? Am I okay right now? Am I really taking the time to love myself? Then I can look at it and be like, am I drinking water? Yes or no? Am I eating 3 meals a day? Am I going to sleep and getting at least this many hours? Am I biting my nails? Things like that are really important. And just a few extras is listening to podcasts like Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk. Those things really, really help me stay aligned. And I got a Fitbit recently, and I know a lot of people think Fitbits are okay, fitness mom. But it helps me so much just make sure that I'm active, and it blows my mind because it's always tracking you, even when you're not. So it's just, those are some things for me.
No, same thing. Just we're, I don't have the Fitbit, but, just having, that, having that routine. We were just talking yesterday. Today was the first day that I woke up and went for a run in about a week and a half. And it's because yesterday I was just I haven't worked out in a week, and I can really feel it. Although I don't look different or anything, I feel different, and I feel how it's negatively impacting me, because that's something that really does help me and really eases my stress and anxiety. And just doing that this morning, I feel like a new person again. So just keeping the things that, ground me and help me with the things that I struggle with, especially stopping, I've talked about in my last episodes, just stopping smoking and all of that. It's a big change. And so finding things like working out and playing my piano, for an hour a day, just things like that really keep me grounded and present.
Yay! I love all the positive things.
One for me is watching interviews of artists on YouTube, or watching people's live shows, typing in blah 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 Lollapalooza, blah 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 Coachella. I just get really inspired by watching other people. Again, it's that I just like learning about everyone's ways of doing things, and picking out little things that I really love about each of them to incorporate and try in my own life, and just, see how that stuff works for me, and even ways of thinking or ways of moving or whatever. So that's another one for anyone that wants to be a musician, or maybe they are already a musician or whatever. That stuff really helps me, just watching other people do it and getting out of your own, your own career and your own head and your own dreams, and just watching somebody else living what they're showing as their truth. Can be awesome.
And how do you lift yourself up?
I feel like that can get tricky sometimes, to be the one to lift yourself up. And that's why, I do feel really lucky to, be in a happy, healthy relationship where when it is hard for me to lift myself up, especially, stopping a lot of bad habits, I have her to just kind of reassure me and remind me. But it is important for you to be able to do that for yourself too, and not depend on someone else to do that for you, because not everybody always has that person. And, for me, I find that whenever I'm really overwhelmed, just literally sitting down at my piano and just playing music or as long as I can until my fingers hurt, like that's just something that reminds me, like, my purpose here, it's to do something more than what I'm doing right now. And like playing my piano, for some reason, because I just love music, and I'm really thankful for that ability. Like it really just kind of brings me back and reminds me, like, that's why I came out here. My family sacrificed so much to come out here so that I could pursue this. And I was given this ability for a reason, and just because it may not be happening right now, like I know that in my heart. And so I think just having those little things to pick you up and, help you remember your worth and remember why you're here, like, are really important to have.
My way is honestly watching or listening to podcasts really helps so much. Mood boards really help me too, just like putting together outfit mood boards or dream life mood boards with the car you want and the house you want and the life that you want, because then it helps you kind of refocus. Also, just like watching videos on YouTube of like skincare or hair care and like things like that. I mean, really what I think is that every single day you should do something that just makes you feel good about yourself, whether it's like washing your face or, doing your hair or whatever, like really whatever. Like Bree this morning literally woke up at 7:30 and went on a run. And I was like, okay, bye. And, like today I'm going to probably go over to one of my favorite parks with the lake in the middle and do a couple laps and just listen to a podcast and just every day, just got to get in tune with yourself.
Absolutely.
What about you? What do you do?
I check in on myself every day, so I do agree with both of you, actually. I do have a list as well, not only because of quarantine, just in general. And it could be something different every day. I always try to, like, make sure that I journal, probably. I'm also a person that I'm very thankful, so I always write down what I'm thankful for in the same day. And it could be something like this conversation, of course, for example, would be there. It's like stuff really specific. Of course, would be thankful for my health and my shelter and food and all these things, of course, and I'm not going to point those out, but I like the little small things that like make the day special. The fact that Angel was so happy during the conversation, you know what I mean? Like, you hear the happiness of an animal. Like, for me, that's so important, you know what I mean?
That's so cute.
It's true, though. Being thankful for that. I do like the idea of what you said, self-care means something different for everybody, so I do not play the piano by any means. Maybe I wish I did at some point of life. The drums, mainly the drums. But anyways, for me, it would be probably watching something related to I'm actually going to repeat Lauren with this, the podcasts, the self-motivation, Gary Vee. I listen to Rachel Hollis, of course, as well, Oprah as well. Michelle Obama just dropped her new podcast. I'm catching up to those. You know what I mean? And I do those kind of things every single day. Listen to music. I feel like for me, at least 10, 15 minutes somewhat of my day. Just
That's true.
Music.
I don't even know how I forgot that. Yeah, that's
move my body and like dance like nobody's watching, even if someone's watching. Like I'm just like, I need to like group. So yeah, so there's many different little tidbits, and every day is just something different. I agree. I'm very similar with Lauren and a million things as well. I also have my mood boards, my vision board. They mean a lot to me, and sometimes I change them because like you gotta like readjust, and those things make me really happy. And then like I think Bryana's piano would be like also like my scrapbooking. I love scrapbooking, so like stuff like that, you know. Whatever makes me happy, whatever makes my soul glow. Essentially. All right, so before we hit the lightning round, we're almost done. Of course, the serious question of them all is, to all your fans and listeners out there, what is your message to all of them?
Stay true to who you are and never do it quietly.
Don't panic.
Also, motivate yourself or be miserable.
And Bryana's favorite?
What?
And Bryana's favorite?
I was going to say, I'll just, say my famous 3 words throughout this whole month is, it gets better. So simple, but so true. I literally got so many messages so far just saying, like, I really needed to hear that. Like, and from my first episode about my eating disorder, I got a few messages about, like, I didn't realize the path I was going down until I heard your story, and I'm in that same boat, and I feel myself spiraling. But just hearing that it gets better, it gives me hope. I'm not there yet, but I can hold on to that. And like, just like reading that and hearing that, it's like such cliche, simple words, but it makes me so happy because that's like what I needed to hear during that time. And so I'm just really thankful that, people are hearing that and feeling it. So
cute. I'm repeating myself how cute you two are. Oh my gosh.
Purity is real.
I just want to like go and like hug you both. I do agree with all of that, of course. I always say always believe, because for obvious reasons, like I said before, and they all know me for it, always believe something greater is going to happen. It's a similar version of it gets better. It does. Just keep having hope. And like you said about happiness, I mean, keep yourself motivated, start today, build that consistency. I think discipline, it comes hand in hand.
Whatever you don't start today, you'll be mad. Whatever you don't start today, tomorrow you will wish you did.
There you go. Love it. All right, so it's true though, because it reminded me of the other quote, like, see, now I feel like Lauren, see, like, the tomorrow sentence, it'll come to us, it'll come. All right, like, don't wait for it to, my listeners are like, I have this quote, I'm like, oh my God. Don't wait till tomorrow what you can do today. Don't do tomorrow what you can do today.
Boom. That sounds right.
There you go. That sounds right. That sounds right. It does. All right. So lightning round. Here we go. Final push through. You got this. You two are just the best human beings, I swear. I love talking to both of you so much. Ready for this?
Ready.
There you go. That's the motivation I need. I just love this. I love dancing. So, what new hobbies or activities would you like to try together as a couple?
Whoa.
Yoga.
Oh, I would love to do that. We always talk about doing it, but we never do it.
That's because
it's COVID.
It's
not
Yoga for show.
Yes, yoga. Very good. What is your greatest strength as a couple?
Communication, trust. She said, she laughed at communication because I'm still working on the communication part. But I do think that
trust.
Security.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go. What's your favorite way to spend time together?
Movie nights. I love just chilling because our life is so go, 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 like all the time, that it's nice to just come together at the end of the day. And we usually don't actually watch the movie. We just usually cuddle and eat food and talk about how much we love each other. Yep, disgusting, but that's what we do.
Pretty much this whole conversation. This whole time.
We do like to cuddle.
Yes.
Yes, you do. I see that. The whole time. What is the best relationship advice you've received?
Can't both be crazy at once.
Happy wife, happy life.
There you go.
That's a good one. Yeah, we actually go by that about every day.
Yes.
Especially Bree. She is the biggest planner I've ever met, and I'm way more go with the flow. And so it'll be like just constantly like talking through how it's gonna happen and where we're gonna go and then what we're gonna do after. And I'm just like,
Big Virgo vibes.
sounds great, sounds awesome, sounds wonderful.
You're
babe.
definitely like me and my husband. I swear I'm Bryana in this case without a doubt. And he's like, okay,
We're
just
like Capricorn, like to the T.
Yeah.
I see that. Opposites do attract and they make it work. They really, like, I'm living proof, you're living proof. It's true. It's true. I swear. What are 3 things on your mutual bucket list?
I want to go on a cruise.
Yes, going on a
I
cruise.
want to go to Mexico.
We are in
We're in Mexico?
We're in Mexico.
Nice to meet you.
And then
Okay, first of all, we're not in Mexico.
well,
Why
by
did
the
you say
time
that?
this is out, we
Oh.
will be in Mexico.
We're leaving.
We're in Mexico right now.
Um,
And
get another dog.
yes, when we're ready.
Get another dog.
When we're ready.
Yes, we're ready. One of your favorite memories together?
First date, second date, third date, fourth date, fifth date.
Yes.
Aw.
Meeting you for the first time.
Going to Indiana together.
You coming to my house for the first time.
Going tubing.
Going to Paris. Yeah, we have a lot of really freaking awesome memories.
What freaking awesome memories, man. It's pretty cool. I feel like we have really cool, like, emotional growth memories too. Just
Yeah.
like talking about vulnerability and what it really means to be open with your significant other. And what else?
Just really, there's, like I said, there really is so many. I'm like, my toes are curling because I'm like,
Aw.
Brianna's toes are like in half. It's like,
first of all, she's
Crunch.
never called me Bryana before, so
Yes,
that
I-
was weird.
whatever.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. If you can pick any couple from a TV show or movie, who are you two most like?
Couple from a movie. I don't think we've ever pulled one from like a movie, but
You can do a TV
Couple?
show as well.
too. I feel like we compare ourselves sometimes to like celebrity couples that we like.
Okay, whisper it to me before you say it.
We can leave it blank. Don't worry. We can leave it blank.
We always
Think of too many
can't think of-
celebrities. But I can think
What are you thinking? On like
TV
TV.
shows.
Back-
Maybe like Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. Minus the part where she goes off and runs away.
Aw.
Oh,
Yeah.
so no
When I was making her, back when she had blonde hair, my hair was long, and I was binging Glee and making her binge with me. I was like, look, Santana and Brittany. That looks
Aw.
very
That
nice.
That was the biggest reach of all time.
Yeah, I was like Santana Brittany. I don't think so, but I get the sentiment and the point.
No way. In no way, shape, or form.
I love Maya Rivera. She's easy. I just love her so much.
Me too. Goodness. Rest in
gotta
peace.
say, I don't know.
I mean, you're not like Britney in any sense.
No.
I just love
And I don't think you're like
we really
Santana.
love there's anyone that's healthy and awesome, I think.
Yeah. Anyone who's in a healthy relationship, we look up to.
It's hard to know in the famous real world.
Yeah, of course. That's why it's like a TV show or movie, because you never know.
Yeah.
If you can meet any band, past or present, which one would it be?
Any band?
Mm-hmm. Or any singer, if you like.
I would meet, my favorite band of all time is Heart. Two sisters, badass ladies, just like rock and roll, fucking crazy. I would do anything to meet them.
I would meet Lana Del Rey. I just feel like she's like my mom.
Oh.
Like, not age-wise, but like, she's just like my older sister that I never had.
You're just very inspired by her.
Yeah, I'm really inspired by her. I feel like she's just a really calming person. But I don't know.
Also,
that's
Blackpink.
just artistry-wise. I feel like she's just inspired me as in her music. Just like the things the things that her music has done. I honestly don't know too much about her as a person. But yeah. Tyler the Creator would be cool, but I feel like he hates meeting people, so maybe not him.
I would say Blackpink minus the language barrier.
I would just be waving.
Jenny and Rosie speak English, so it's fine.
At least you got that. Like, there you go. You're halfway there. You're halfway in. Just hire
Mac Miller. I don't know how I didn't say
Ariana Grande.
It changes on the day.
Yeah.
I just want to meet everyone.
Same.
Everyone.
I pull a lot of inspo from like everybody, so it's hard to just pick like one person or band.
I love that. That's like the best thing, though. Like, you can totally tell the ranges that you of all artists you just mentioned, without a doubt. Yes.
Yeah.
What is your go-to song to sing?
Ooh, to sing?
Yes.
Like if I'm doing a cover?
Sure, or it can be one of your own if you like.
Like in general? Right now, it's Strawberry Lipstick by Youngblood.
My go-to song that I've always just sang since I was like,
this is gonna be emotional.
No, not at all.
It sounded like it, though. It really sounded like, right?
Like in singing competitions and everything, my favorite song to perform is either I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston or Love on Top by Beyonce. Those are like just my two go-to performing songs.
That's because you're a legend.
Okay, babe. Thank you.
Also, I love singing all of The Neighborhood and John Mayer.
Oh, yeah. She sounds amazing.
I love John Mayer. And to listen to? Your go-to song to listen to?
I have a whole playlist of my favorite Lauren songs.
Oh my God.
That literally, it sounds so dumb, but no, it genuinely, I listen to that like whenever, again, like I can't sleep and I'm anxious. I have like a little playlist that I listen to, and it's her music. So it definitely helps me, along with some Ariana Grande vibes, you know the vibe.
Just mixing it in, but yes.
I would say Daniel Caesar, her, and Sir are my top three, just as far as like really like could listen to nonstop. I do listen to nonstop. Very like, I just love those artists.
My go-to one song would be Bene, Super Lonely, but this like lonely version, the slowed version. Yeah.
Pretty chill. That's awesome. We're almost done. Name 4 things you have in common.
4 things we have in common.
Yeah.
We're really nice to everyone.
Yes.
Correct. I agree. You really are. You really are.
We are really passionate.
Very passionate.
Agree.
Family people. We like just
Big family people, and we can't get through a movie to save
Oh
our
my God,
lives.
we can't get through a movie. No,
We can't do it. Either falls asleep, gets bored.
Gets bored.
Gets bored.
It's mostly gets bored.
I just don't know why. Like, unless it's a crazy, like, psychological type of thing, I'm just like.
We like documentaries. We like watching documentaries
learning.
of artists that we
Yeah,
like.
that too. I like watching things that are kind of mind-blowing in some way, shape, or form.
I like that a whole lot, yeah.
Will Peep's documentary is like one of our favorites.
And our last question is, if you can give $100,000 to any cause, which cause would you choose and why?
Oh my God, there's so many.
Right now, probably the Red Cross in Lebanon. Because of everything that's happening. Or
Absolutely.
Marsha P. Johnson.
I would say literally those, along with me personally, just coming from, a military family and growing up and seeing, a lot of soldiers my age and younger with missing limbs and everything. That was really hard to see growing up. And something I want to do in the future is work with like the Wounded Warrior program and help people, really young kids, literally, who lost most of their life to that. Like, that's really important to me. Give back. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you so much. Goodness gracious. Thank you.
Yeah.
You made it through the whole episode.
We forever have this time in our lives time-stamped.
Yeah.
And
our first interview, I guess, almost together.
Exactly. So it's a pleasure. It's an honor. It really, really is. I try to keep it a little bit, deep, because that's what it's all about, but also a little bit of fun.
Right.
So you guys, I love that every time like I asked you a question, you both first of all looked at each other automatically. I feel like that's just an automatic reaction. But also that like some of the questions you were like, ooh, like, what activity do we want to do together? And like, it makes you think. So at least, best of both worlds. They're not like, what's your favorite color? Which it could be, but.
True.
You know what I mean?
And
I was also, there you go. I was also wondering, it's like, should I do like a little quiz? It's like, so what's Bryana's? What's Lauren's favorite thing? I'm like, do they know? I can quick that up. I can whip that up really quick. Actually, I don't know if I remember your answers, but I don't remember what I asked you. I remember what I asked you last week. Oh, I know I do.
Oh my God.
I just remembered this. There you go. This is like a little mini, super fast lightning round that just happened.
Let's
see. Scared. Let's see if we remember your answers. I don't think we do though. But still, what is what? Unless you changed it from last week. What is Bryana's favorite movie?
Probably something to do with Marvel.
I literally don't remember what I said.
Isn't that crazy how that happens? But this is what you were saying, that this is proof though that you fall asleep in movies though.
This is proof that I can't get this one wrong because she doesn't even remember what she said.
Exactly. This is the proof. What's Lauren's favorite movie? What's Lauren's favorite movie? Exactly.
I really have no idea. Have you sat through a movie other than a documentary? Shit. I do not know.
My favorite movie is Girl Interrupted, but we've never talked about that.
We've never talked about. Oh, I didn't know that. I've never even seen that.
See, there you go.
Watch movie.
I don't remember, hun. We have to like go back and like listen to it.
I feel like I did something.
You said something. I
don't know what I'm
saying. It's okay. Don't hurt yourself.
I feel like my brain is like.
It's all good. You don't really watch movies anyways. You fall asleep in them, so I mean, What is Lauren's favorite band?
Favorite band?
Yeah.
I would say The Neighborhood is up there. Band. That's hard.
Lauren's face.
Oh my God, Am I learning that I'm a horrible girlfriend right now?
No.
Hey, who I listen to. I mean, the neighborhood
Sticky
definitely.
Fingers, I know is one of your who's someone you grew up with, which
Grew up with.
you grew up with them.
The same street, you know.
Yeah, who would you say is your favorite?
Probably the neighborhood or Laney.
Oh, Lainey, okay.
And who's-
1975.
Yeah, totally.
And who's Bryana's favorite?
Favorite band of all time? Probably like.
Literally, when she asked me who's your
Oh,
favorite
I mean, I think you said something that was really old. That I don't think
Yeah,
I
you
remember.
wouldn't. Yeah.
But like, you also love Pink Floyd.
Yes.
David Gilmour.
Lead singer Pink Floyd.
All I know is she just constantly wears the shirt that says David Gilmour. Also the same ones as I like.
Yeah.
Neighborhood.
You did say, you said it now with the band, and you did say the same one last week, which was Heart, right?
Heart. Yeah,
Heart.
that's like my all-time favorite band, but from the 80s, old school type stuff.
Bryana's favorite food?
Hard to tell these days.
Babe, you totally know what my favorite food is.
You like Brussels sprouts.
Oh, that's a good one.
I do love Brussels sprouts. It starts with a B.
Burger.
Oh,
Oh, please. Oh, God. I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry.
It's like, that's it for that one.
Favorite food.
All right, and the last one, I guess, for like, what's her favorite food?
I mean, I know your favorite type of food is Mexican, but I don't know your specific favorite food. You've never really specified.
What's that? I'm just kidding.
I was like, my woman loves her Mexican food, so I don't know.
I like quesadillas. Quesadilla.
Quesadillas.
Quesadilla with
Chicken.
rice.
Oh.
Rice.
Es con arroz. Quesadilla con arroz. Vale.
Me gusta quesadilla. Good job, babe.
Oh, me encanta. All right. So once again, Mortal Amor, I love this interview so much. I'm very honored that was the first one together. I'm sure all the followers and the fans and people who just met you for the first time through me, through our platform, just had a whole bunch fun, as much fun as we did recording this, because holy moly, just thank you.
Thank you for having us, seriously, and thanks for letting this be like our first. I'm so happy this was like the first time we did something together, because it's just
Me too.
comfortable. It's with you, who I fucking love so much, and I'm just really thankful. It couldn't have been a better introduction.
I love you too. I love both of you by now. My goodness, but yeah, definitely like your family, dude. Your family. Like,
Absolutely, I can't wait till you come to LA and I can actually hug you.
I know, right? Oh my God, we're so close. We're getting there. Oh my God. See, now officially we've done recording. So because we said this in the previous episode of Bryana and mine, where like every time we meet recently is to record, but now we finish recording and you and me can talk about tattoos and all the other fun stuff. So there you go. As for us over here at The Always Believer and Team Flyer, thank you for being here this whole month with Bryana Salaz and Lauren and blah, 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 Sanderson, sorry. I thought of, I told her last week of Hocus Pocus, because I love Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters. So I was like.
Yes, I was the fourth sister that was never in the movie. I didn't make the cut. I wasn't cool enough. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And
Yes.
Wish me luck on the tour tickets today.
Of course.
I can't wait to post about this when it comes out. Everyone's going to be super excited and supportive all the way.
Definitely. So it's such a pleasure. Such a pleasure, my loves.
Love you. Thank
Love
you.
you.
Again. Talk to you soon.
Bye.